Hello everyone, it's Specs. Today we're back with another video. We're going to be talking about Wakefulpromo, who is a very big rec room builder and circuiteer. He has confessed that he is a predator. This is the most straightforward video I've ever had to make because I feel like a priest because this guy just confessed everything to me and everybody else that you'll see in this video. Now, who is Wakefulpromo? Wakefulpromo is somebody called Charlie. He is 17 and from the UK like myself. And the girl in question that he was talking to in these screenshots I'm about to show is 14. The screenshots are absolutely disgraceful, and these are the absolutely vile things that he said to this girl. Now, these are the first following screenshots between the girl and Wakeful, and as you can see, Wakeful is basically threatening to release explicit images of the 14-year-old girl. He tried to claim to us in a call that, she was into this and this is what she was into, but from that second screenshot that you saw, saying that she was sorry and all that, I don't really buy it. And then there's him threatening, counting down basically, which is really weird, threatening to release the images. The final screenshots of the text messages are absolutely vile. I'm not even going to read out what they say, but the one thing I will point out is in the second and third screenshots the dates are covered. For that, I really do not know why the dates are covered, but as you can see, these screenshots and messages are absolutely revolting. One thing I want to point out beforehand is that this is his Rec Room account, but the person that got us in the call with Wakeful told us that he's not on this account anymore and basically he sold it to somebody. I do not know how true it is. It's unconfirmed if it is true, but if Wakeful is still on this account and active, I want someone to please let me know, because we don't want a pedo hanging around Rec Room. I won't keep you any longer. Here was the call where me, Keys and Bartholomew confronted Wakeful about his actions.
Speak to them.
Hello.
Hello.
What's good? You alright?
Wake. Yes.
Sorry?
How old are you, Wake?
I'm 17 years old.
Okay. And so from what we know is that you were talking to someone that was it 13 or was it 14?
14.
14, okay. And so what I saw as well is you said that she lied about her age to begin with.
Uh-huh.
But you then, once you found out, you still decided to carry on.
Yeah, so at first, if she told me that, I would have backed away, but I think in the end, it got to the point where, she told me out of guilt because she was guilty of lying to me about it, and it just got to the point where I couldn't really turn back, and I didn't want to turn back, because at that point for me, it wasn't necessarily about the age, it's more about what she was like and things like that. So yeah, is it a huge mistake? 100%. Do I take accountability for it? 100% again. And yeah.
Okay. That's obviously the big issue still with even if it is a love thing or whatever, it's still very much a child.
No, obviously, and that it was the one thing I hated throughout it all. It was the one thing I hated. However, I just couldn't force myself to leave.
Right. So obviously we've been given stuff as well about your conversations and all that.
Uh-huh.
With her. I'm just gonna post one of the screenshots now. It's on my phone, so just give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
So the first one is, I'm just quickly fact checking that is, make sure that is your account. Yeah, that is your.
Let me put you on speaker. I'm just walking along the road right now. I just need to look at the screenshot here. Give me a sec.
Alright. So that's the first screenshot that I'm gonna. Would you want to explain that one?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, that comes with a lot of screenshots that I included. I purposefully published those screenshots. Those screenshots are not published by someone else like the initial evidence was. I purposely published them in order for transparency, because I want to be clear what was happening and things like that. And then in the paragraph that I included with those screenshots I sent to people, because what I was doing is I was going around and sending these messages to people who I think needed them, because obviously I probably lost a lot of people's trust and stuff like that because of this. And therefore I was
So,
sending these paragraphs with those screenshots. It
Yeah.
comes in a big collection, and in that it explains that, and this was just giving proof alongside the things that she was interested in and whatnot. Because in the initial screenshots, it showed me like, oh yeah, I'm gonna leak you or whatever, but I never had any intention of doing that, and I didn't have the ability to do that either, because, yeah, firstly, I didn't have anything to do with that, and then secondly, as well, I would never dream of doing that to her in a million years. Not even now, after all this has kind of happened. So that came in a big collection of screenshots that I provided, and it just shows you the kind of stuff that she liked and was into. If you actually go to one of the screenshots I provided, I think it was the last one. It was like, this was when we first started having these conversations, and she was like, "Oh, blah, what would you do that?" And I'd be like, "If you were comfortable." But then after that, she was like, "Oh, bro, ugh, like, if I'm comfortable, how boring." I felt kind of pressured in order to do that, in order to go along with that, in order to make her happy. Do you know what I mean? So
okay.
that probably was a result of that, of me going along with her interests, in order to make her happy and satisfied and things like that. So that's a result of that. But if you go to that last screenshot, that's probably where it all started, with just like the pressure of actually what she wanted, rather than, oh yeah, if you're comfortable and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. So you were saying about, and we've got the screenshot. You were saying about leaking something. What was it that you were implying that you were gonna leak? I know you said to us
just
that
like
you weren't actually like meaning it, but like what was it that you were making her think you were gonna imply
Just
to
like
leak?
the pictures that she's sent me over time. I didn't have anything in mind particularly, because those don't exist. I don't have any of them on me whatsoever.
Okay.
And I was just inferring that because that's one of the things she likes as well. She's like, "Oh yeah, would you threaten me?" And it's just stuff like that. She had loads of weird fetishes and like kinks and things like that I felt kind of pressured that I had to go along with. So yeah, that's kind of a result of that, and it's been misunderstood. But yeah, it was. I would never actually do that, and I didn't have the ability to do that because I don't have anything at all. It was just playing along with one of the interests, I suppose.
Right.
I got a question. So in the
Yeah, of course.
screenshot here, the date is censored.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Do you want the dates? I can give you the full dates if you want.
No, I was just wondering why it's censored.
Do you want the full dates? I can give you them if you want.
Okay, but why were they censored?
Because the other screenshots that they were sending about me, the dates were also censored in them. So in order for consistency, I did the same. But if you want the dates of the things, I can happily give them to you right now.
Well, I don't need it, but okay.
Okay.
Barth, is there anything you want to ask quickly?
What'd you say?
I speak.
No, I don't need him. I don't need him.
Is there anything you want to ask Barth though?
Wait, hold
Before
on.
we
Let me
move
just put you on thing. I'm on a busy main road right now. I'm struggling to take. Wait, say again.
I was asking Barth if he wanted to ask anything.
You say
Oh,
that
right. Okay.
the girl was into a lot of weird stuff, but you were
Yes.
going along with it. If you felt pressured, you know, you could have just communicated it. You could have just blocked.
Yeah,
You didn't have to, but you did go along with it.
No, yeah, I could have communicated it 100%, and in hindsight, I probably should have done. However, it's the stuff that she liked, and I loved her to the point that I'd do anything in order to make her happy.
The kid.
Sorry?
Actually, I do have a question, and like I said, the full transparency is what we need on this. In some of these messages, was this before or after you found out about the age?
Some of them would have been before, some of them would have been after.
Okay, so you seriously engaged in some sexual activity even after knowing that she was 14?
Yeah.
Shit.
Right.
Gee Willikers.
You
But,
obviously
as I
understand where
said,
the big problem is
It
there.
just got to the point Sorry if you can hear background noise. I don't know if my voice thing's on. I'm just on a main road. But no, it got to the point where when she told me, I was that obsessed. I was that in love, and I couldn't imagine like life without her. That in the end, it wasn't the age that mattered to me. It was who she was like as the person. It was who I got to know, not necessarily the age. Did I feel deceived? Yeah, sure, but that didn't matter because my love for her outranked that more than anything, really.
Did I?
And was it a mistake? 100%. I'm not saying it's a mistake. I take 100% accountability in any what's the word? Any repercussions because of it. However, it's my fault, and I made a mistake, and I accept that.
Yeah, but this is like I said, man. This is the big difference, yeah. Like I've got my goal. I've got my goal now, right? If I ever found out there was anything like that, despite everything, I would instantly run. I wouldn't stick around just because I love the person.
Yeah, and that's the difference between me and you, because I was so infatuated, I was so in love that I contemplated it for absolute days after she told me, and I came to the conclusion that just because of my pure love and my obsession, I just couldn't make myself do it.
Yeah, yeah. One of the big differences as well is I don't have a thing for kids.
Okay.
Which is like, you know, it's the serious thing of like, you know, that I think you understand that more than anybody. Like everybody's gonna know and does know now that you're gonna be classed as a paedophile, which you are, because you know you've taken it on and understood that, you know, you're dating a minor, which is fucking gross. Like there's no way to put it. I'm not gonna be around it. It's fucking disgusting, and it is making you a piece of shit for it. Because no one should ever be that's 17 should be dating someone that is 14.
Yeah, that's completely understandable, and I completely understand your point of view. And you know, now that I'm out of it, now that I don't have that obsession, I don't have that intense love anymore. Of course, I understand it. And would I do it again? 100% not. It's just not worth it, is it? But in the end, you know, I take accountability, I take responsibility. The repercussions, I'm known as a pedophile. Oh well, that, you know, like that's what it is. I did something wrong. I made a mistake. I have to face the punishment for it, and I take 100% accountability for whatever happens.
Yeah. Because like you know, I don't know. Can I just ask as well, just on this part of, I don't think it would match because like it's a thing of like online rules and all that. Was this girl also from the UK, or is she from somewhere else?
No, she's from the US.
Okay. But still, either way, like, you know, she's in no state or whatever that where she can consent to anything. But even then, like,
I'm not sure on the specific rules of the US. No.
Yeah, I don't know about like as well with like obviously because this is US, like maybe the paedophilia laws could be slightly different with it being online, but like.
Would it be like, are you about like Romeo and Juliet laws and stuff?
That and like, you know, there's an age of consent for online as well.
I think you know, everyone in this call can agree on a morality basis 100% it's incorrect, and I take full responsibility. I'm not sure on a legal basis, but I agree on a morality basis now. In hindsight, of course.
I think legal basis you could still be in trouble because like they could take one. You can try and explain me as much as you like, but they could take one look at that one screenshot with you like counting down, threatening to release something, and they could instantly like slap down like, oh, that's you with like threatening to release possession of CP.
Yeah, however, you have to look at the context behind everything. I study law, and in law you have to look behind the context of everything. Every piece of evidence, you have to know the context. It's like, for example, when people take verses out of the Bible, the Quran, or anything like that, it needs the context behind it, and that's the same with this. It has context behind it, and it has implied consent, which is something in UK law. I'm not sure if it exists in US law, but it has implied consent. Yeah.
The part of it as well is like you could say legalities and all that, but I think if like the UK like law and like the police could look at you and say like, oh, we're just gonna go under our laws, and what under our laws, it's, you know, you're gonna get done.
Yeah, and to be fair, that I'd 100% agree with that. However, obviously, even though it probably would be an offence, there would be mitigating factors because of what I provided, because of that implied consent. However, on a legal basis, sure, you'd probably be correct. obviously I'd have to go to court in order to prove that. But no, there would be lots of mitigating factors which would reduce the severity of it greatly.
All right. Okay. Bath, is there anything else you want to add?
Nope.
No. Because like I said, man, like I think we could literally wrap this up now, because like you've said everything you needed to say, and it's like, it's damning enough as it is. Like you understand that you're a paedophile.
I take accountability for what I've done. Do you know what I mean? In hindsight, it was wrong morally, and I take 100% responsibility for that. And yeah.
Right. Because like you understand, like, as well, not just like, it's not even just a thing of like your reputation on like, through the games and stuff is now ruined, but like, this, if people find out more stuff about you, this could be your life ruined.
Okay.
Because like what you have done is vile. So like people are gonna know about you, because like we're gonna make it clear that everything about you, like, this has been recorded as well.
Okay, that's fine.
But all I can say is like, is if you don't get charged with anything, you fucking go to some sort of counselling, therapy. But more of, I would prefer, 100% would prefer you get charged with this. But apart from that, I haven't got really much else to say. You've understood where you've gone wrong.
In the end, love consumed me, and I know in hindsight I made a mistake, and I take 100% accountability in any.
I have one more thing.
Yeah, of course.
You study law.
I do, yeah.
Okay, so imagine Specs is the judge. Your Honour, my client pleads head over heels in love. Would that work?
Probably not, but there's also obviously lots of other mitigating factors that I've also outlined, which would reduce its severity. And no, to be fair, I wouldn't have a full defence on anything, probably. However, there would be lots of mitigating factors in order to reduce the overall severity.
Right. But either way, I think we can wrap this up, can't we, both?
Yes.
I think we've gotten all we needed from this.
Okay, perfect. Thank you all.
One more thing.
Oh. Okay.
Oi, he's got some.
Okay. No more grooming.
Yeah.
Bad. No more. I'm wagging my finger at you.
That's the most important thing. Yeah, just fucking don't talk to kids. I shouldn't have to say this to people, but like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Naughty.
Obviously, well, it won't happen again. I told you, and I realised my mistake and whatnot.
Are you gonna turn yourself in?
Am I going to turn myself in? To the authorities, probably not. I'm not going to lie. I've been considering psychotherapy for a while, anyways, for other issues. So, I guess I could go down that route.
Yeah, you can plead insanity then.
What did you say? Sorry.
Nothing.
Okay.
Alright, well, either way, I'm done here. Like, I've made all my points.
Okay.
Like,
Fuck.
Like, you've accepted you're a nonce. And there's nothing else.
I accept what I did was wrong. And yeah. But thank you so much, all of you, for your time and whatnot. It's been nice speaking to you. But I'll catch you all later.
Alright.
Alright, bye bye. Have a good one.
No, nonce.
What a freak!
Jesus
oh my god!
Christ, man.
He
He studies law, bro. Is not so good, man.